This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is HomeTalkUSA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Yahee! Welcome. That's right. This is the Invent America show on the Home Talk USA radio network of, family. And we want to welcome all of you at the top of the hour right here. We are streaming on the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com. Now I'd like to welcome my co-host and sidekick. They call her the Inventor Lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. Rita, how you doing?
I am fine. Oh, my goodness. It's lovely here today. It's nice to be outside and enjoying some of this great weather before I know the freeze is coming. So anyway, how are you today?
I'm hanging in, and it's a little overcast and rainy down in South Louisiana in Bayou Country, but we looks like it's going to be turning a little chilly down here. So, but Rita, before we get into this week's show, they've had some changes in the, as you know, we've been broadcasting to go to the National Hardware Show in Las Vegas. That has changed, and I know you're going to be putting up that information on the website, and you're going to be doing another. We're going to be going somewhere else, right? You have all the final details for that, right? Quick.
I do. We are so excited because, it's growing. We are taking another step forward for our inventor family. We are going to ASD Market Week, which covers everything from what you would find at the National Hardware Show, which we consider like, the Home Depot, to a Target, Walmart, everything from, the traditional tools and electrical and plumbing and grilling that we always would have, to now the tools, the electrical, plumbing, and baby products and sporting goods and, anything and everything that you would find now at your big box store. So we are really excited. It'll be the same thing, 600 square feet. Inventors that have been on the radio show looking for licensing, and now they actually have a section for licensing, which is really exciting. But it opens up the doors for so many of our inventors to join us. And so we're real excited. It's in March. It's March 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, so an extra day, much larger show. And, we are just really excited to be able to bring this to our audience, and we'll be broadcasting from the floor like we always used to do, but bigger, better, and, more outreach. It's business to business, so just like before, wholesalers coming in, looking for new products, and being able to say, oh, yeah, I'd like to order, 24 of these. I'd like to order, this for the next season. Wow. And so it really gives us a bigger outreach and all of our inventors as well. So we're looking forward to it.
And it's a couple weeks before the National Hardware Show, right?
Right. Same. It's going to be March 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, so 2 weeks earlier. Same location, Las Vegas Convention Center. We will be on the general merchandise area, so we'll be on the main floor of South Hall. The show is actually the South Hall, main floor, top floor, and Central Hall, so it is huge.
Wow, gotcha. All right, then. Well, let's start the show a little bit. And as we get close, we're going to give some more details, right?
Right. We will have, the booth space location. We will be starting to list the products on the Inventamerica. That was one of the reasons we did a new Inventamerica website. So invent-america.com, the products that we're taking will be listed there. So if you're out there and you're thinking, holy cow, I should be going to this show, get in touch with me because we are, looking at those products that we can take, show off, help inventors, be able to get their message out. And we have had so many more people contact us since we've started putting this out. It's so exciting. So I'm excited.
So
you can tell I'm excited.
Well, Rita, what are we going to talk about this week?
We are talking about how important it is in a licensing agreement to maintain control of the intellectual property. And so a lot of inventors, they'll come to me and they'll say, well, I was told. And it's like, just because you were told that, does it really make sense? And they go, well, no. And I said, well, then it's probably not the right idea. And so when they say, I was told that I could let a licensee file my intellectual property. No. The intellectual property is the only thing that gives you leverage and to hold them accountable. If you assign it away, then you lose. Yep. So we're going to talk today to a couple of inventors that went through this experience, and, it's really important for our inventors. You can tell I'm excited today. Our inventors to maintain control of that leverage, and I think a lot of inventors don't realize that the intellectual property system in one shape or another has been around in this country since the 1790s. So a long time. And it's been around in Europe since the 1400s.
And the only one that don't really have to worry about that is China because they steal it all. So they don't care. They have no intellectual property anyway. So they're going to just steal it.
Well, they have a system out there, and that's why a lot of our inventors do file there, because if you file there, they enforce it there. But we've done those topics. Today we're really talking about how important it is you maintain control. You file it. You maintain control of it, and that way then, yes, the licensee will generally fight when there's an infringement on your intellectual property because they put the money in developing the product. But you still maintain control of it, and that is the one thing. It's like they do the manufacturing, they do the marketing, and do everything. You keep control of your intellectual property.
Why do you think that is? They just don't know the process because, the average inventor is not really, Well,
the average inventor isn't always aware. They get excited about their product. They don't understand, where they can be victimized. And that's our job. It's our job to say, no, this is the right way to do it. And when I talk to them and they really start to think about it, it makes sense. Because if you don't maintain the intellectual property, that's your leverage. That's what you say, this is mine. The USPTO said, this is mine, and I get to control it. If you sign it away, they control it. And, yes, if you still get your name on it, and this is where the problem is when it comes to licensing. Your name is still on it as the inventor, but somebody else has started paying the bills. That gives them leverage over you. So if the agreement goes south and you have to pull it back, but they've got leverage instead of you.
That's right. Well, Rita, there's the music. Rita, what time it is right now when you hear the music?
It is time to go and pay some bills.
I love it. You got to pay them bills. Got to stay on the air. But, hey, we're going to come back. Don't go nowhere. We have some guests, some topics, some inventors. We have, we introduce new products. Not only that, that's the blueprint to get your products to market. So it's kind of a really a good thing. So stay tuned right here on the HomeTalkUSA radio program, streaming live on the Genesis Communication Radio Network. This is the Invent America part of the HomeTalkUSA radio show right here. Y'all stay tuned. Me and Rita, the Inventor Lady, will be right back. Yeah.
to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for sticking with us today because we're talking about a critical issue of intellectual property and maintaining control. You never give away control of your intellectual property because it is where you get your leverage. And right now I've got on with me Michael Miller, a good friend, known him for a long, long time, and he has had all kinds of experience with inventors and intellectual property. So, Michael, thank you so much for being on with us today. Tell our listeners what you do.
Oh, thank you very much, Rita. Well, what I do right now is I'm actually a consultant for both companies and also inventors who have basically multiple products that they're looking at getting into the market, and I help them prioritize those inventions. And I also help companies that are looking for new, innovative products. I consult with them to help them connect with inventors so that they can get new products in.
So, and we've known each other for a long, long time. What, going on 15 years now?
Oh, yeah, easily.
And so I know that you've had good, bad, and ugly experiences with intellectual property. And inventors, it's so critical that they maintain control of their intellectual property and keep it up. All right, so from your point of view, tell our listeners why that's so important.
Well, as you just pointed out, it really is your control. It's your idea, it's your property, and it's really important that that is what you're using to monetize your invention. So people are, whenever you go into an agreement with the company to get hopefully royalties for a product that they're selling for you, or you're selling the product yourself, it's very important that intellectual property is being maintained properly so that you can get that revenue in. I mean, that's why, all of us are inventing these products is so that we can monetize them.
And I know there's all kinds of things going on with the Patent Office, the USPTO, and that tug-of-war that's been going on as far as, how good it is and what's happening and all the politics that go into it. But the bottom line is still patents and trademarks and copyrights. That intellectual property has been around for centuries.
Well, it's the only thing, whenever you go to sign an agreement with anyone, if you're signing an agreement with the manufacturer, or if you're signing an agreement with a company that you're licensing your product to, what you are actually licensing is that intellectual property. It's very hard to license something that just says, oh, I have this great idea. That's right. Really, really hard to license.
It is. And people always tell me, it's like, I've got an idea. Can we sell it? And it's like, it doesn't matter how cute your belly button is. I can't sell it.
Exactly. That is exactly correct.
And so, it always goes back to, great ideas. And, sometimes inventors will tell me, it's like, well, I don't think I'm really an inventor because it's really an easy, simple idea. And it's like, all right, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be an inventor. All you got to have is something new and novel. And, can we get intellectual property or not?
Absolutely. And, the simple ideas are some of the ones that sell the best and
exactly.
also sell for a very, very long time, which is great.
We've got a gentleman who's got a new hammer, and it's like, oh, my God, I love hammers. But, that's just me. So, we're going to ASD Market Week, and he has been working so hard on getting it's the handle. It's the handle that's different. And so, some of those products out there, you're right, it's the simple new way it's being made. It's a simple new way it's being manufactured. And that's one of the other things that we look at is like, all right, you might not be able to get the patent on the product, but if you've got a new way of making it, sometimes that's where the intellectual property is.
Absolutely. I mean, I had an inventor that I worked with for a lot of years who has a pry bar. And from that pry bar has now been 8 other products that came off of that product, off of that initial one. And it's a pry bar. But pry bars hadn't been changed for years. And he came up with a really innovative way of moving forward with that.
Yeah, it's inventors out there just absolutely amaze me, and I'm blown away all the time at some of these, new ideas and the way we can do things better, more economically viable, more, environmentally friendly. Our consumers drive the demand, and our inventors step up to the plate.
Absolutely, and the reality is as new materials come out, as new different types of construction materials are out in the marketplace, all of those things lead to the need for new innovation in all of these different categories all the time.
It's amazing. And I want to thank you so much for being one of our industry experts and for joining us today, because your perspective on this is so valuable to our inventors out there. So I look forward to seeing you at ASD Market Week, and I look forward to having you back on the show as many times as I can get you. Thank you so much.
No problem whatsoever. Thank you for having me on.
So, all right, everybody, we're going to run off and pay some more bills. Thank you, GCN Network, for making this our home.